Hi everyone, it's James from Support here. I just wanted to take a few minutes to show you through the new class edit view that we've been working on for quite some time. And just to give you a bit of an overview of how to navigate it. Mostly everything is here from the old window. It's just been either moved around or slightly altered to make things a little less cluttery, a little bit easier to use. So let's start on the right hand side here, and you'll see all of these headings that match up with the old tabs that we used to have in the window. Each of these sections and headings is clickable, so you can click that and just be taken to the applicable section in the window. It makes it nice and easy to navigate, especially if you know the section that you want to edit. Here you can see the course name and the course code and class code. Class code is editable up here. You can't edit the course code as per normal. Also remember that you have the additional information button up here where you can access the manual if you need to. And the close button will close this edit view and take you back to the list view. It won't close the browser tab, just in case you were wondering that. So under restrictions, we can see here, this is sort of all the stuff that we used to see in the general tab. So you've got your upper and lower age enrollment limits. This button here, enrollments allowed, will mean that this class is open for enrollments, but at the moment it's only via the office. If you want to make it available for enrollment via the web as well, then you'll want this button, the Visible Online button, to also be switched on. This class web specific description shows up only on the class window on the website, so it won't show up for the course, but only for this class. So only for this Paint 101-90 is where this specific description will display. The next tab is the Vet tab. You'll notice also another feature about these tabs is that, or sections I should say, is that a lot of them are collapsible or expandable. Just makes things a little bit easier to read. So under here is where you'll find all your EvetMiss related data, so you can suppress the class from reporting here by clicking this do not report to EvetMiss button. You can select the default delivery mode, select your funding contracts, funding sources for both national and state, and there's a few other sort of funding related fields here as well, as well as this vet student loans checkbox down here. Next section is tutors, where you can either just sort of review the current tutors that are already on the class. You can review their tutor pay here. Let's say David's currently on $50 an hour. I think he deserves a little bit more than that. So why don't we just take him up to 55? And this gives you a little warning as to what's going to happen. We'll hit save, and then that is done. If we want to add a new tutor here, it's very simple. This is all just test data, so we'll just type in the last name of the person we want to add, and we'll select Ryan here. And then as for their role, we'll give them also $55 an hour, and then hit save, and that's done. Takes me down to the attendance section there. Next section is the budget, which we'll go over in some more detail as well, but this is pretty similar to what you would have seen earlier. You can see here each of these sections is also expandable and collapsible. Assessments that you add to the class will go here under the assessment section. Now the timetable is probably one of the biggest changes, because this is where you used to set up all of your sessions. It's also still where you set up your sessions. It's just done a little bit differently. You can see here this class has 4 sessions. Each of them was on a Monday. So this is obviously a class that's already occurred in the past. So their first class was on the 14th of October. Let's say If I wanted to add an extra week, an extra Monday onto this class, an easy way to do this would be to just duplicate one of these classes. So let's say we want to make it the 11th of November. Easy enough to do. We know that that's exactly a week after the 4th. So we'll click this little repeat button here and this little box opens up. We want to repeat this once, and we want to repeat it once every week. We'll create the session. And here it is, Monday the 11th. And let's say we want to include one more day. Let's say for the Tuesday they have an assessment day or something along those lines. We just hit this plus button here, and this creates a new card or a new entry. And then, it's actually just saved that. It's all right, easy enough to edit that. Jump in here, click this little button, and that takes us to, opens up this little pop-up widget. And we'll select the date, and then we can see the time, 18:30, it's already set, so it's 6:30. And we didn't want it to be the Monday, did we? We want it to be the Tuesday, so let's do the Tuesday. And then hit save. Everything else is fine, so we've got the tutors saved, duration, payable duration, then the site and the room as well. All of this is selectable from here. Hit save. And that should appear. Here we go. Just here is our next new session, and it's got our additional tutor attached to the session as well. So if we go down to attendance, this is the next section. Attendance is laid out pretty similarly to what it used to be. If you have multiple classes along here, you'll be able to click, there's an arrow that will appear here or here, and you'll be able to click left and right. And you can very easily just fill out everyone's attendance here. You can either do it one by one, or if everyone was there, you can easily just click the little chevron below the date here and hit attended. Or if your tutors fill everything sort of out at the last minute, they can also come here and do it across any one of these. Any of the students or any of the dates will give you that bulk edit. And then let's say somebody is absent for a reason, you need to leave a note. Just click this little note icon here and select absent with reason. Fill in your details that you need to capture, and then type in your reason. Student was sick. Done. And now we can see here that this has a note attached to it as well. Documents here, easy enough to attach documents and find documents. Click this, find your existing document if it's already attached. We have documents in here named document, and we'll just attach this. Sure, add. And now this image is attached to this class. Notes here, pretty self-explanatory. This is a note. And then you can click out of it and that will save it for you. That's now saved. If we hit the save button, then it will also display who wrote the note, so your support, and it will also tell you when it was last edited. And then the last little section I want to show you is just these buttons down here. So the enrollment section, if you click this successful and queued button, this will open the enrollments window with a filter created that filters out every one of the enrollments except for the 10 associated with this class that have a status of successful and queued. And the same goes for this, the cancel button. If you want to see all of the cancelled enrollments for this class, then click this and it will show you the enrollments window with the cancelled enrollments. Same deal with outcomes. If I want to see all the in-progress outcomes, I'll click here. If I want to see all of the outcomes, I'll click here, and it will open that up in a full window. And that has been your quick explainer of the class's edit view. Cheers.